Have you ever wished you knew the kind of productivity hacks that can help you get more done in less time without feeling like you're running yourself into the ground? I know that feeling all too well because I've lived it. A few years ago, I was running on caffeine, answering emails at red lights, and falling asleep with my laptop still open. I told myself I was being productive, but in reality, I was just busy constantly moving without actually moving forward. There were days when I'd spend 6 straight hours in meetings, yet none of my important projects moved forward. My inbox was a battlefield. I collapsed into bed at night, wondering how I could be this exhausted and still be behind. And here's the thing, it wasn't a lack of ambition or willingness to work hard. The problem was that I was operating without a system, reacting to everything, controlling nothing. That's when I discovered something that changed everything. I started working with a mentor who introduced me to a set of productivity strategies, ones that didn't involve working longer hours, skipping lunch, or micromanaging every second of my day. These were smarter, simpler, and far more effective than anything I tried before. Now I use these same strategies with the high-performing professionals I coach, people who are overwhelmed, overbooked, and on the verge of burnout. You don't need more hustle, you need more leverage. And that's what I'm sharing with you today. The productivity hacks no one talks about, but that can completely change the way you work and the way you feel about your work. Hack 1, the 1-3-5 rule. Let's start with one of the simplest yet most powerful shifts you can make. Most professionals begin their day in reaction mode, checking emails, scanning chat notifications, responding to whatever pops up first. By midday, they're buried in small tasks and the big priorities are still untouched. The 1-3-5 rule flips that script. Here's how to make it work. Before you open your inbox, take a blank sheet of paper. Write down 1 major task that must get done today, 3 medium tasks that would create real progress, 5 small, low-effort tasks that can be cleared quickly. Start with the 1 and protect it from interruptions until it's done. This works because it forces intentional focus and reduces decision fatigue. The brain thrives on clear direction, and when you limit choices, you preserve energy for doing rather than deciding. One marketing manager I coached used to feel behind every single day. Within a week of using this method, she was completing her most important work before lunch and feeling far less stressed. Keep your list specific. Finalized Q2 budget report works. Work on budget doesn't. The clearer the task, the more likely you'll complete it. And when you're ready for the next step, try creating a weekly 1-3-5 plan so you know your top outcomes for the entire week before Monday morning. Hack 2, schedule like a CEO. When you glance at your calendar, does it reflect your priorities or everyone else's? High performers treat their schedule as a strategy, not just a running list of things to do. They intentionally decide when they'll do deep work, when they'll meet with others, and when they'll step away to think and recharge. Here's a starting point. Review your calendar for the next 2 weeks. Block uninterrupted time for your most valuable work. Group similar meetings together to avoid constant gear switching. Leave 15-20 minutes between meeting blocks to mentally reset. Switching between different types of tasks can drain up to 40% of productive time. One executive I worked with stopped scattering short check-ins across her week. By grouping them into 2 dedicated days, she freed up entire blocks for strategic work, and her output skyrocketed. You can take this even further by doing a calendar audit where you color code events as high value, low value, or wasted time. It's eye-opening to see how much can be restructured. And if you're feeling bold, declare 1 day each week as a no meeting day reserved entirely for deep, focused work. Hack 3, the D&D Power Hour. Every professional has a time of day when their brain is sharpest. For some, it's early morning before the world wakes up. For others, it's late at night when distractions fade away. Your job is to find that window and fiercely protect it. Here's how to do it. Track your energy and focus levels for a week to identify your peak performance time. Block 1 uninterrupted hour during that time. Turn off notifications, silence your phone, and close your inbox. Choose 1 high-impact task and give it your full attention. During this hour, you're unreachable and unstoppable. Deep focused work done here often produces more than 3 hours of scattered effort later. One thing to watch out for, leaving chat apps or email open just in case. Even one interruption can snap you out of the focus you're trying to build. Once you've made this a habit, try stretching your power hour to 90 minutes or adding a second one later in the day. Hack 4, create a stop doing list. We often think productivity means adding more tools, more processes, more hours, but just as powerful is taking things away. Start by listing all your recurring meetings, tasks, and commitments. Label each one as stop, eliminate entirely, delegate, or delay. Pick one from each category and take action immediately. A department head I coached eliminated 2 weekly meetings that no one found useful. Within weeks, her team had reclaimed over 6 hours a month for actual work. Review this list quarterly. Bad habits have a way of sneaking back in when you're not paying attention. Hack 5. End the day with the 80/20ths. Check in. Most people log off at the end of the day with one thought, I'm exhausted. But exhaustion doesn't automatically mean effectiveness. To make sure your effort matches your results, spend 5 minutes asking yourself, what 20% of what I did today drove 80% of the results? Write it down. Keep a running list. Over time, you'll see patterns. Certain clients, projects, or activities consistently generate the biggest returns. Those are the ones to lean into. And here's the truth. You might think you already know, but real insight comes when you track this over weeks or months. Hack 6. Close the loop. Unfinished work is like background noise in your mind. It's always there, quietly stealing focus. The Zeigarnik effect explains why we remember incomplete tasks more than finished ones. That mental load is draining, even if you're not actively thinking about it. Every morning, pick 1 or 2 lingering open loops that have been nagging at you. Finish them completely. Send the follow-up. Finalize the draft. Close it out. The mental clarity you'll feel afterward is worth it. If you want to make this even more powerful, keep a running list of open loops and dedicate an hour each Friday to closing as many as possible. It's a great way to start the weekend with a clear head. Hack 7. Respect your energy, not just your time. Your calendar may say 2 p.m. is the time to tackle a major project, but if your energy is at rock bottom, that work will take twice as long. Instead of forcing tasks into arbitrary time slots, match them to your natural energy patterns. Use your peak hours for your most demanding and creative work. Save administrative tasks for lower energy periods. Schedule recovery time after mentally intense work. A sales director I worked with shifted her prospecting calls to her high energy morning hours. In 3 months, her close rate jumped 22%. To figure out your own rhythm, track your energy for 2 weeks and then start placing one high value task into your best energy window. You'll be surprised at how much easier the work feels. Hack 8. Commit to one system. Productivity dies in chaos, and chaos often comes from juggling too many systems. Pick one system you trust. It can be digital, Notion, Google Calendar, Trello, or physical, a paper planner. The key is to use it for everything, tasks, appointments, notes, and check it daily. Switching systems every time things feel messy only resets your progress. Stick with one long enough to refine it until it works for you. When you've got that down, you can start automating recurring tasks and reminders so your system is doing more of the heavy lifting. Here's your challenge. If you apply just 2 or 3 of these hacks consistently for the next 30 days, here's what might happen. Your calendar would start reflecting your priorities, not everyone else's. You'd have protected blocks of time for your most important work. You'd end each day knowing exactly what moved the needle. You'd feel lighter, clearer, and more in control of your time. So here's what I'd like you to do. Choose one hack right now and try it for a week. Once it becomes second nature, add another. Keep stacking until the way you work feels intentional, not reactive. Because this isn't just about being more productive, it's about taking back control of your time and your focus. And when you do that, everything changes.